What's up, everybody? It's your boy Big Tim, aka Blade Runner, aka your barber's favorite barber. Hey, check this out. Back with another video, as I told you I would, but this one gonna be a little different because we gonna tap into something that's a little bit taboo in the hair community, especially in the African American hair community. Let's talk about do-rags. Do-rags as a whole, I don't care what shape it is. I don't care what material you're using. I don't care what kind of method you have of stopping it from leaving this permanent line on your forehead. Let's talk about it. Me personally, as a barber, I can't stand do-rags, right? I defeated the do-rag stigma years ago, and it's been working wonderful ever since. As you can see, no balding, no nothing. My hair grows full all over. I love it, right? I heard James Harden say one time he grew his beard out and left it like that because he had tried so hard for years to get it to grow out correctly and good to where, because it wasn't growing. When he finally got it to grow, he was gonna leave it, and that's what he did. So this is what I did to my hair. Once I got it to grow right and do its thing, I just leave it. I do trim it here, there, taper it, sometimes, just depend on how I feel, and go from there. But the do-rag in itself, I promise you, does more harmful things to your hair than help it. I understand it trains your hair, it keeps it laid down, those little fine wild hairs that pop up, you don't like it because you want it to lay down, right? But there are some actual natural truths you have to face about hair. Hair you can't control hair. You can try, but you can't control it, right? You can buy products to help it, but you still can't control it. So those little wild hairs that you see on top of your head, one or two things. You can't, it's cut down and there's little fine hairs that's cool. That's normal. Also, maybe your barber didn't cut the hair down far enough. So when it did start getting frizzy, it was just overly frizzy. You understand what I'm saying? So it's one of those two things. But overall, the point I'm trying to make is that along with those benefits, the harmful part is how it's damaging the rest of your hair. Okay, so it's laying it down, but it's also restricting the blood flow. It's also restricting the natural access to the natural elements in the air that your body as a whole needs. Uh, it's a shade from the sun. Your hair is meant to raise and grow towards the sun. So allow it to do that. When you don't allow it to do that, you hurting the hair. So what are the side effects of this? Side effects is balding, uh, uncontrollable hair misdirection hair, uh, unnecessary cowlicks. Like these things you can permanently put in your hair over that. Not to talk about the reshaping of your head as a whole. Like you wear it so much. There's some people who wear it so much they have that little line up under here, and it like gathered the natural fat and muscle of the head to one area, just packed it. When naturally it would be relaxed and laid down, right? Now this is probably how you get a lot of sausage meat, or whatever, right? But it can be prevented. It can be prevented by proper use of the do-rag. The proper use of the do-rag is to keep the hair in that direction that you trained it in while you sleep. Because we sleep bad, moving our heads, turning it across the pillow, all of that good stuff. So what it does is it allows for the moisture that you put in it, overnight, to hold this moisture so the pillows don't rub it off. and it also keeps it in that direction that you want it to go in. Right. But once you wake up in the morning, it's away with the do-rag. No more do-rag. Right. To pile on, you know, to make it worse, you wake up, you put on your outfit, you grab a hat, and you put your hat on. Now, after sleeping all those hours with that on your head, then you wake up and you're going outside. Now you got the hat on your head. Some of you guys like to wear hats religiously. It's like a part of your DNA, like it grew on your head growing up, or you came out of your mother's womb with a hat on your head, right? This does the same thing. It stops blood flow to the rest of the scalp that your follicles need. It blocks it from the sun. It stops the natural elements that's in the air from getting into the scalp and the hair, which is causing restriction of blood of the hair to grow. So anything restricting the hair, the blood flow to the hair, anything restricting the sun, anything restricting the elements in the natural air to the hair, it's eventually going to damage it. Once you damage that hair, it's over. It takes a lifetime, if ever. You're going to need surgery, hair surgery, or whatever to replace it. When all you have to do is the natural thing. Of course, drink a lot of water. I don't know what you guys' diet of beverage is, but I would suggest drinking more water along with whatever else you guys drink, right? Make it intentional to be a water drinker, right? This will help your hair in a whole, along with your beard, okay? Along with your skin, along with the skin on your scalp. You see, it helps all of that because guys suffer from dry scalp, guys suffer from dry skin. This is what helps it. Okay, so don't compound the damage by putting a hat on once you wake up from putting your do-rag on, taking your do-rag off. I mean, so you know, you can look it up. You can Google this stuff. You can research this stuff. And it's not going to speak of do-rags perhaps per se, but it is going to speak of the natural blood flow, what your hair needs to grow properly, right? Once you see it, right, we don't be ignorant to it. Don't dismiss it. Actually practice it. Then you'll start seeing results. That way you can stop blaming the barber for for making you go bald by cutting it down. You know, yeah, it's not the barber. Newsflash, it's not the barber. For a great haircut to be perfect, the client has to do their part along with the barber. It's a team effort. It's not just one person, right? If it was one person, I wouldn't need the client. It would just be, I could cut something here and mail it to you and you can slap it on your head yourself, right? But it's not that. I need it. So clean hair, clean scalp, healthy hair, healthy scalp is perfect canvas for a barber, right? This way, when you take care of your stuff, when you take care of your health and your hair, it leaves the ball in the barber's court. Because you're like, hey, I do my part. It's you, right? This is how I live my life in general, period. I would tell anybody. The way to find out is there's so many people playing games, so many people running game. It's ridiculous, right? So many people showing fake love, right? So many people trying to brown nose, right? Just depending on what position you in. And it's hard to tell. But one sure way I found out in life I can tell is by doing what I need to do, right? Being the upstanding person I need to be, right? Not being that guy who's running game as well, who's being shady as well, trying to cut corners as well, right? Then I can't tell who's who because by me cutting corners, that person might cut corners, but we can't tell who cut the corner first. But if I'm not cutting corners, I can tell when another person is. So with that, it's the same thing with barbering. We're a team. So therefore, do your part as a client by taking care of your hair and your scalp, doing your best that you can. I know we work 9 to 5. The world's crazy, all kind of stuff in the news. That's all fine and dandy. But you still got to find time for yourself. And part of yourself is your mind, body, and soul. And this is part of your body. So please do your part. That God gave you a body. You came in the world with hair. Nobody came in here and was bald their whole life unless you suffer from alopecia, God bless, or any other disease that causes you to lose your hair, right? Majority of you guys didn't go through that. So you have to understand, you got hair, keep it, preserve it. You can bring it back. You can do what you can try, but it will grow in. It takes time and it takes work. It takes patience. You have to trust the process, a la Joel Embiid. You got to trust the process, right? Stay consistent, stay with it. I promise you it's going to happen. Show it some attention, and I guarantee you it's going to pay off in the end. So, do-rags. You don't want those lines in there. You trying to figure out why the hair goes in 10 different directions on the side here. It goes in 30 different directions in the back here. And so when the barber's trying to fade those areas, their typical technique of fading that they're taught, which is level on level on level, they can't achieve that because the hair goes in so many directions. So yeah, you can do it on that level here, but then the hair goes backwards. So now you got to be careful not to make a line, right? It makes it more difficult for the barber. So when your fade doesn't come out as crispy, right? You can't all the way blame it on the barber if you wear this do-rag religiously. And I'm talking about, when I say religiously, I'm talking about all day, all night. That's what you do. Anytime you get free time anytime you get free time, you're throwing that do-rag on. Nah. It's doing this part a favor by laying it down, but it's also slowly killing it because the blood, the little small vessels that you got in your head that helps you feel this touching that's going on right here, they are restricted. It doesn't take anything. The slightest pressure will restrict the flow. So you putting that pressure on there, keeping it tight so it don't roll up on you, right? You're causing it to restrict blood flow to the rest of the hair. So now this hair from this line that you got the do-rag on down, oh, hair is damaged. It's probably not even growing. If it is growing, it's growing so many different directions that when the barber just tries to fade it with just regular clippers, he starts out balding it with these, you'll bump up like crazy. Some of you guys wonder why you bump up like that in the back and you're super sensitive. It's because your hair goes in 10 different directions. And when the barber tries to clean it to make the fade look good, it's so sensitive growing back that it's growing in a direction it's not supposed to where it's causing. So just imagine a way. What do you think if water comes in from this way and water comes down from this way? If they meet, what do you think happens? It's going to be an explosion right there. So that's what's happening. Bam, explosion. So when this explosion happens right here, the hair is meeting. Where do you think that hair, it has to keep growing. So where do you think that hair is going to grow? It's going to grow back into the skin because it crashed, it met something. So it's going to go back into the skin, everything. So going back into the skin is what's creating all the damage and all the bumps and all the irritation. You don't want that, right? The way to not get that is to limit your do-rag use. Wash your hair once a week. Condition it once a week. Leave some kind of moisturizer in it. Moisturize it once a week. All the rest of the week, if you put grease in your hair, that's cool. You put leave-in conditioner in your hair, that's cool. Once you've washed your hair and conditioned it, throw your grease in there, throw your leave-in conditioner in there, that's good. But every morning, you don't have to go through that. Every morning, you don't want to do that because what that does is that also damages your hair because you've caked on so much every day when you wake up without washing your hair and putting new grease in it, new leave-in conditioner in it, on top of the leave-in conditioner you didn't wash out the day before. and you keep doing it and keep doing it until the next time you wash it, you've clogged the hair pores. You've clogged the pores of the scalp. You've clogged it. It can't breathe. There's no opening there. So you want to moisturize it as far as putting grease in it and leave-in conditioner after you've washed and conditioned it in the beginning of the week, and take the rest of the week and you can put in a light oil sheen, a light spray, just to bring the glisten back. You don't need the scalp to feel that, you see, because now you can control it. It's just shiny. That's it, right? That's all you want. No, to go over it, number one, don't wear your do-rag past waking up. When you wake up, take the do-rag off. Let your hair go to work and breathe in it and begin to take on the elements because it's been restricted all night. Number two, don't put on a hat after that. Don't be a hat person and wear hats right after that. Give your scalp a break. Give your hair a break, right? Give it the thing it needs. It's a plant. You can't go put a cap on a plant. You can't go put plastic on a plant. It'll die. You have to keep it and let the elements work it and do its thing. You're restricting it, right? Number three, don't cake it with grease or leave-in conditioner every single day. Don't do that. Once a week is fine. After you wash and condition, you wash and condition once a week. Throw your grease and your leave-in conditioner. After that, the rest of the week is oil sheen and nice shine spray, just to get that look. Okay? It's your boy. I'm never gonna lead you wrong. Big Tim, aka Blade Runner, back in the building with another video to help you out. You out. Now, you don't have to believe me, but you can definitely Google it, check it out. I'm not spilling information that nobody should know or have access to. I'm just a professional licensed barber who's been doing it for 20 years and cut thousands and thousands of hair and seen thousands and thousands of scalps. So I know what it takes, right? Check me out again. It's your boy, Big Tim. Click the subscribe button at the bottom for more tips. Like the video because it helps me be in front of you more often, giving you more real game, not none of this fake industry game, real game from barber to barber. This is for the everyday barber, not no famous barber, not a seasoned barber, not a none of that. It's just a regular barber. You work a 9 to 5 like everybody else, and you cut hairs to support your family, right? Or yourself. This is for you. Take this information, share it, right? Talk to your clients about it, right? They might have been wondering. They might have been asking you, and they're asking you for products rather than asking you for the natural stuff, right? This is for them. So like and subscribe the video, right? Share it with somebody who needs to hear it because it definitely needs to be said. Nobody's saying it because all the other barbers, they're wearing their do-rags as well, showing their stuff off too, right? But not all of us can do that. So check me out. It's your boy, Big Tim. We back in the building. Clipped Ends TV. We'll be back next week.